Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Olshan, Instructional Technology Coach here at Warwick School District. Today we're going to be doing a training on the iPevo visualizer software. When teaching in your class, the smartboard is a lot like your dinner plate. But the visualizer software, along with the iPevo camera, provides some sophistication and finesse to your lesson, sort of like a set of utensils. Let's take a look at some of the features in the visualizer software. Once you've connected your iPevo camera to your laptop and downloaded the visualizer software, you're ready to begin. Let's take a look at the left-hand side of the visualizer software to test out some of the icons and what you can do with visualizer. The first icon up top will allow you to select the camera. By default, it should recognize the iPevo camera that you've hooked up with your laptop. The magnifying glass will allow you to zoom in on any documents that you are projecting. You can do that simply by sliding left or right. You also have the ability to rotate and mirror the image that you are projecting. You also have the option to mirror the image as so. Sometimes you might have an issue where you go to project something on the board and it's upside down. The mirror tool is just a quick way that you can fix that. You can adjust the resolution and the ratio from this button. You can adjust the exposure. You can also adjust white balance. You can adjust the focus. You can even select manual focus. But by default, if you unselect manual focus, it will autofocus for you, as you can see. You can also view different video filters. Now that we've covered the tools on the left-hand side of Visualizer, let's take a look at the options that we have at the bottom. First, if you wish to annotate, next to the camera icon, there is a little annotate button that you can select. You have the option to select different colors and size for your annotation tool. And you have an eraser tool as well at the bottom. After using your annotation tools, you can take a snapshot of that. Which then you can save to whatever location you want. And when you click off of the annotation tool, your annotations will leave with it. By default, the visualizer will typically set you up so that you can take snapshots of any images that you want, that you're projecting. But you also have other options as well. If you click on the up arrow right above the camera icon, you can see that you have other options including a record button, you have a slow motion, a live broadcast feature, time-lapse photos, scanning QR codes and barcodes. There's a text-to-speech feature, a scan document feature, a magnify feature, stop motion feature, and a split screen feature. We'll discuss some of these advanced features later on in the module. At the bottom of your screen, you also have a few other buttons to choose from. The first is to freeze a live image. So you can see I selected that and it froze my image. If I click it again, I'll unfreeze that image. There is a picture-in-picture feature. So as I'm going through this module at the very beginning, I actually clicked on that feature. So now I'm accessing the camera in my laptop, as well as the iPevo camera that's projecting down at my worksheet as well. And if you click on that again, it will just deactivate the other camera. You do have a reading aid and masking tool at the bottom as well. So if we were going through this in my class and I select that, you can see now that as I'm going through with my students, I can just move my cursor and that's going to highlight the line that I want my students to be able to read. You can also see if I click it again that it's going to darken the rest of my screen so that I can go line by line like this. And if I click it one more time, it's just going to turn that off. You also have grid lines available. So if I click it once, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see there is just a horizontal line down the middle. And as I continue to click that, it's going to make more and more grid lines until we turn it off. And in the bottom right, we also have our focus button again. So by clicking that, it's going to autofocus our document for us. Now that we've reviewed all of the tools at the bottom of the screen, let's take a look in the tools in the upper right-hand corner. You have a live stream button. We will get into that later on in the module. If you click on the mode button, you can switch to a larger UI. So as you can see, if I was presenting this to my students, now we're in a full screen mode with them. And if I click on the mode button again, it'll take us back to how we had it. You can review your camera status by clicking on the little eye icon. And the gear icon is going to allow us even more options here. We have the option to set up a snapshot timer. Let us see our video settings for recording. Allow us to adjust our slow motion settings. Could set up a live broadcast and also adjust our time-lapse settings as well. Again, this is something we'll cover later on in the module in the advanced section. You can also open Visualizer in a new window and select the full screen option in the upper right-hand corner. At this point, we've covered all the basic essential tools in Visualizer software. Hope this was helpful. Please continue on to the next section.